Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren in the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. And speaking of the Philippines, let's talk about the man himself, because he's been the subject of quite a lot of talk on this channel recently. You know, solicited some responses from people, and don't you worry, Julius, I'm gonna get you soon. So if you see this video, just know that you're gonna bring your ass back right here, boy. I'm gonna come get you in the response real soon. But let's talk about Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao, you know, he was supposed to fight Mike Alvarado on the undercard of Terrence Crawford, Jeff Horn. Now, when I first initially heard that news, I thought to myself, this is some straight BS. Manny Pacquiao should not be fighting on anyone's undercard, especially someone who sold less than 100,000 pay-per-views in his biggest fight of his career. So let's get that squared away, all right? Manny Pacquiao should be fighting on Terrence Crawford's undercard. Terrence Crawford should be fighting on Manny Pacquiao's undercard if they were going to fight on the same card. That's how it should be. And it's come out that Manny Pacquiao feels insulted, and he's walked away from the Mike Alvarado fight on April 14th. Here's what Manny Pacquiao had to say, or not Manny Pacquiao, but his media relations person, a guy by the name of Achilles Zonio. He said in response to ESPN, here's what he said in regards to Pacquiao fighting on the undercard of Jeff Horn versus Terrence Crawford. He said, I quote, "He's not fighting Alvarado. He's rejected Bob Arum's offer to fight on the card of Crawford versus Horn. It's an insult to him. The world knew who won that dirty fight in Brisbane. It was the biggest broad daylight boxing heist." End quote. So clearly, Manny Pacquiao believes he's still a main event fighter. He is insulted that he's not in the main event, as he should be after everything he's done for Top Rank, after the amounts of cash he's put in Bob Arum's pocket. It's about damn time Manny Pacquiao starts standing up to Bob Arum, because Bob Arum has been kind of doing Manny Pacquiao wrong for all these years. You know, he's been putting him in big fights, but it's a well-known fact that Bob Arum has, you know, and Michael Conte, it's not just Bob Arum, but Michael Conte as well. They have definitely stuck their hand into the Manny Pacquiao cookie jar more than they should have, as far as the money goes. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm very happy to hear this, because in life you gotta know your worth, and if you put in the work, if you have been a lineal champion in multiple weight classes, if you have won a world title in 8 weight classes, if you have beaten, 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the last 13 years, 10 of the last 13 years, some crazy stuff like that. Manny Pacquiao has been one of the most consistent performers, consistently great performers in boxing, and it pisses me off, as I said in my other video, that he doesn't get that even at his advanced age, like, he's proven everything, so there's not really a lot to prove. But it pisses me off that when we talk about the current landscape of welterweights, he don't get included in that conversation. It's almost like he is the elephant in the room that nobody wants to address, and it makes no sense to me, because if I was a fighter, it don't matter whether I'm Top Rank or PBC. I would be jumping on my chair to try to fight this guy. I would be doing everything I can to try to fight this guy, because I know that with the Pacquiao fight comes global success, global appeal. My name gets bigger, my stock gets higher, but people don't see it that way, I guess. And I'm glad he's not fighting Mike Alvarado next. If I was Pacquiao, I would look to go the Lucas Batista route. Lucas Batista coming off of a win in his last fight last month, or January, I should say, because it's March now that I'm shooting this. You know, he's coming off a win. The style matchup is probably more exciting. It's a more respected name than Mike Alvarado. It's a high-level opposition than Alvarado. And it's the kind of fight where you would say that Pacquiao would be a slight favorite in that fight. But it'd be a good fight to see where Manny Pacquiao is at. Then if he wanted to go for a Terrence Crawford, he would know where he's at after a fight like that. So, yeah, Manny Pacquiao, no, good on you, man, knowing what you're worth, because, first of all, I know, you know, and the world knows that if he fought Alvarado, that fight would have flopped. As far as from a business standpoint. And on top of that, it is the ultimate disrespect for him to fight on the undercard of a Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, who has done, all respect to Terrence. You know, I love Terrence. He's one of my favorite fighters. But I've been getting kind of pissed off with how a lot of the boxing media has been trying to shove Terrence Crawford down our throats, like he can do no wrong. Terrence Crawford is a great, tremendous fighter, but there's still a lot to be desired, and he still needs to go See, he still needs to prove himself because there's guys like Rung Vasai and even Usyk or Gassiev, whoever wins the tournament. I would say Rung Vasai along with Golovkin, Lomachenko, and whoever wins the cruiserweight tournament are all higher on pound for pound list, pound for pound wise higher than he is. So with that being said, he's got his proving round is gonna be 147, and it's gonna start with Jeff Horn. We're gonna have to see where he's at in the Jeff Horn fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Crawford's gonna do, but no way in hell should Pacquiao be fighting on his undercard. That's ridiculous. Pacquiao should be the main event fighter until he's not fighting no more because he's the biggest ticket seller. If you put him on that card, he's the biggest ticket seller on the card. He just put, 50,000 or 60,000, whatever money it was, at the Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, Australia. Don't you ever disrespect that man. That man deserves nothing but special treatment. If there's a fighter in boxing who deserves special treatment, it's Manny Pacquiao. I try not to be partial to fighters. It's tough sometimes because we all have our favorites. But Manny Pacquiao, for all he's done from an excitement standpoint, from being from selling tickets to just everything he's done to keep boxing in the mainstream, I think it's a big disservice done to him, or attempted to be done to him by Bob Arum and the powers that be in boxing to make him fight in the undercard. You got to be out your damn mind. So Manny Pacquiao, good on you for standing up to Bob Arum, because you shouldn't be fighting no C-level fighter on Terrence Crawford's undercard. Terrence Crawford ain't done dick compared to Manny Pacquiao. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, because I know that was very disrespectful what I just said, but it's also reality. Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. He was undisputed at 140, so we're not going to take that away from him. He did a very good job there. But he ain't been lineal champion in multiple weight classes. He ain't been a world title. He ain't been a world title or 8 weight classes. He ain't beaten the likes of Morales, Barrera, Oscar De La Hoya, Cotto, Clottey, Mosley. The list goes on and on. We can go on for days, but y'all know the resume. I don't gotta tell you. So that's the news. Manny Pacquiao has rejected the April 14th proposed bout to fight Mike Alvarado, feeling insulted, disrespected, and overall belittled that Bob Arum would disrespect him with such a bad offer and a bad fight in such a bad position to not be in the main event to fight Mike Alvarado. Alvarado, a guy who in some of his most recent fights was just fighting on Telemundo, all right? So don't talk to me about, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao being disrespected, and there's no two ways about it. So good on you, Pac.